who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
That scene does not get any easier to watch no matter how many times you've seen it. What's going on, guys? I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. Make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video to watch some common features and hit the notification bell to never miss another video. Today we are getting into some scary stuff. There's no denying how terrifying a paranormal experience can be, and if you are a skeptic about it, today's list might change your mind. We see paranormal activities happen in movies all the time, but did you know that they happened in real life on the movie set while they were filming? Yeah. Talk about creepy. Let's talk about it with today's list of top 10 scary movies that experience paranormal activities while filming. Starting off our list at number 10 is Annabelle. Two paranormal events took place on this movie set, and suddenly I am thankful I wasn't cast for a role in it. I'm lying to myself. I would totally be in that movie if I could. The first paranormal incident was during pre-production when the director John R. Leonetti reported that he saw 3 fingers drawn through the dust along a window. Keep in mind the demon of Annabelle has 3 fingers. Well, his talons, because he's a monster. It spooked the director so much that he even took a picture of it. The second event, which is even more unexplainable, was when they were shooting the first day that the demon was in full makeup. Producer Peter Safran told the story to the Hollywood Reporter, saying they brought the demon up to the green room where the rest of the talent was waiting, and just as he walks under a giant glass light fixture, the entire thing comes crashing down on a janitor's head. In the movie script, the demon kills the janitor in that exact hallway. How freaky is that? At number 9 is The Nun. The movie is one of the newest installments to the Conjuring series, and it's no secret that people who make these movies always come face to face with some terrifying stuff. The director of The Nun, Corin Hardy, claims that he saw 2 apparitions. A scene was being filmed in this really narrow hallway of a real-life Romanian castle, not just like a fake movie set, and he stepped into a side room to get out of the way, allowing a cameraman to pass by. When he got inside the room, it was dark, and he saw 2 men sitting at the back of the room, which he assumed were just crew members. He stood in the room until the one take was done being filmed, and he turned to speak to the crew members to tell them that the scene was over, but they were gone. And seeing as he was standing near the door, which is the only way in and out of the room, it is impossible for them to be just crew members. He says that he left and felt terrified. I probably would have quit. Nope. No. Coming in number 8 is the Amityville Horror. There have been a few remakes, but it was the original set from the 1979 movie that holds some paranormal stories. The movie set was actually a house that was known to be haunted in New York and apparently is still standing to this day. So who wants to go there with me? For real, you're actually allowed to go visit it, you just can't go inside. But it is on the tour for real haunted places in America. Fun fact. Anyways, the star of the movie, James Brolin, was originally a non-believer when it came to ghosts until he experienced something while filming. He was studying his script when a pair of jeans suddenly fell off a hanger out of nowhere. He says that they were hanging in such a way that they could not have just fallen off without any type of force or reason. If that wasn't enough, there was also a time when a lamp just fell over without any explanation or cause. Everyone knows that things moving on their own is the #1 sign of paranormal. So at our number 7 spot is The Conjuring. The 2013 movie is based on the real-life haunting of the Perron family, which would make the filming process even scarier because it is true. Things get so much more real when you find out that the movie is actually real and based on true facts. Actress Vera Farmiga, who played Lorraine Warren throughout the series, admitted that she felt uneasy about taking on the role when it was first offered to her. She says that while she was filming, she refused to bring her script home with her because she feared that it would cast some sort of bad energy in her house. However, she said one night she opened her laptop and noticed 3 slashes across the screen with no explanation. Yes, this is the same thing that the director from the Annabelle saw on the window, the demon's 3 talon marks. On top of this unexplained mystery, there was another time that the real Perron family visited the set, and Caroline Perron says she was pushed to the ground by a force after leaving the set, and she felt like something from set had gone home with her. Maybe I don't want to be in a horror movie anymore. At number 6 is The Omen. The movie set is believed to be haunted by demons. The subject of the film is the Antichrist, so it's no surprise that the set would have visitors from the other side. You know what I mean? The star of the movie, Gregory Peck, was on a plane with the screenwriter David Seltzer when they were struck by lightning. It seemed like a 1 in a million chance, but they didn't think too much about it until the producer, Harvey Bernhard, was struck by lightning when he was visiting Rome. Several other people who worked on the film were also involved in a car crash, and it seemed like something from the movie set had cursed everyone who was involved and that they were all just escaping death. But the most tragic event of all was when the special effects director, John Richardson, and his assistant, Liz Moore, were in a car accident accident that resulted in Moore being decapitated. The weirdest part about that, the accident happened on Friday the 13th and is actually a mirroring accident from one of the movie scenes when a man is decapitated by a moving vehicle. So creepy. Halfway through list number 5 is Rosemary's Baby. Everyone who worked on this 1968 movie agreed that unexplainable things happened while filming, like things moving and strange noises, but what came after filming was much more sinister. It is believed that the filming of the movie is what caused all of the occurrences to follow once they left the set. The most horrific incident that happened was the murder of the director's pregnant wife. You are probably familiar with the story, Roman Polanski's wife, Sharon Tate, who was murdered by the Manson family. On top of that, another occurrence happened to the producer William Castle. He started receiving threatening letters following the film's release, which involved the person writing them predicting that he was going to get some sort of illness. Shockingly, he later suffered from that illness and admitted that the film cursed him. He said that when he was in the emergency room, he was hallucinating, and at one point screamed out, "Rosemary, for God's sake, drop the knife." It sounds almost too crazy, but for the people involved in the movie to admit it, you can't help but believe it's all true. Sliding to the number 4 spot is The Possession. This haunted movie set took place in 2012 and is inspired by true events. I'm sensing a pattern here with these movies being haunted and based on true events. The movie features a diebuck box, which is known to be a wine cabinet that was allegedly possessed by an evil spirit. Actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan said he was a skeptic about paranormal prior to filming the movie, but once filming began, he was the first to admit that unexplainable and eerie things were happening on set. He said it was just a number of small occurrences, but they happened so often that you couldn't help but feel terrified. Cast members reported that light bulbs would explode and cold breezes would fill a very warm room without any kind of window, AC, or fan involved. But the weirdest thing was an unexplained fire broke out at their storage facility and burned it to the ground. The haunted box was being stored there at the time of the fire. Coincidence? I think not. In spot number 3 is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Some would say this wasn't the greatest haunting story ever told. The movie only received a 44% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but we can't deny that it was scary. I remember seeing this in grade 6 and I'm pretty sure I cried. Especially because it was inspired by real events. Jennifer Carpenter, the actress who took on the role of Emily Rose, says that she had a reoccurring paranormal issue at home every night while working on the project. She told the story on Dread Central and said that her radio kept coming on in the middle of the night at the exact same time, and it was the same song each time. The song isn't scary, it was Pearl Jam's Alive, but she said it scared her because of how loud it was and how often it occurred. But you gotta love a ghost that has good taste in music. Am I right? Taking over the number 2 spot is Poltergeist. The movie was groundbreaking for the horror genre when it came out back in 1982. It doesn't surprise me that the set was haunted, seeing as the entire film was centered around ghosts and the paranormal. A horrifying story was reported by the director, Oliver Robbins, saying that he nearly died when he was, I quote, choked by the arms of the evil puppet. No, this is not some kind of metaphor, he actually had to be saved by Steven Spielberg because he was losing his breath. The puppet actually choked him. It's also believed that the movie was cursed and that it lingered on even after filming, which is why 2 actresses from the movie died at a young age after the movie was released. Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol, died only a few years after its release, and another actress named Dominique Dunn, who played Dana, was strangled to death by her ex-boyfriend. How weird is that? There's a lot of strangling happening with this movie. In our number 1 spot is The Exorcist. It might be one of the scariest movies to ever be made, especially for its time. Another horrifying movie that was based on true events. I would say it set the standard for all exorcism related movies to follow. This set was known for being haunted, which makes the movie even scarier because they continued to film even after some pretty brutal paranormal experiences. Part of their set went up in flames while filming, and the cause of the fire was left unexplained. The weirdest part about this was the entire household set had to be rebuilt, minus the bedroom, which remained fine. The bedroom is where the exorcism takes place in the movie. After the incident, the cast was so shaken up that they didn't want to continue filming, obviously. I would have walked my ass off that set. They ended up having a pastor exorcise the entire house before filming began again. And after the release of the film, 8 deaths happened, and they were all people associated with the production. Alright, we are at the end here, you guys. Show us some love and leave a like and a comment. Tell me what you guys think of today's list. While you do that, I'm going to reply to some of your comments. David's World says, Joss, how long have you known Lucy? And if you had a chance to be in a leading role in a movie, would you do it? I've known her for 9 months now, and yes, of course, that's my ultimate dream. Although I really wanted to be in a scary movie until this list. Now I don't know. Clay Tallman says, not sure how anyone can give Jocelyn a thumbs down. Well, thanks Clay, but it happens more easily than you would think. Mama Pink says, off topic Joss, where did you get that fantastic sweatshirt? I must have that. I actually bought it when I was on my trip in Arizona. So, yeah. Alex Townley says, I love steamed broccoli. I do too. I mean, I'm not as excited as you are about it, but I do love broccoli no matter how it's done. Alright guys, that's all I got for you. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. You can find our links down below. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you in the next video.